Yeah, like through some lemons, but we ain't stressing. We're squeezing them hard, making lemonade, successing. From struggles to triumphs, we're on the rise. Lemons into lemonade. With Divalakalaka, it's our vibe.
Well, hello, Diva.
Hey, little George, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm great, actually.
You look happy.
Well, thank you.
Okay. You ready for this episode?
I am dying to dig into this episode. I had a little small chat backstage prior to getting started, and this person's just got a warm heart and personality. I can tell already, so I'm excited to dig into it.
Okay. Well, before we do that, let's talk about the family reunion. Family reunion. I can't wait till you guys come. Okay. It's the Carter and Rowden family reunion. It's a 3-day event. It's actually only 2 days, but 3 days because we're going to get prepared. So we're going to have on Thursday, and this is for the family. Thursday, we're going to just start putting the equipment in, the DJ, all the tables. We're just going to get prepared. And then on Friday, we're having a fish fry. That should be good. Kiko.
So that's the day I'm going to show up. That's the day I'm coming on Friday.
Are you not coming on Thursday? Okay.
Now I'll let y'all take care of that. I'll be driving.
Okay. Well, Friday we'll have the fish fry, and that will be just fish, drinks, dessert, French fries, coleslaw, and then we're gonna have games and fun, and then we're gonna try to learn each other. Like, how are we cousins? Who was our great grandfather? So we're gonna try to figure that out and how everybody is in place in our lives. Okay.
Oh, well, that's dangerous, you know. Whew.
So we're gonna be more excited. So we're gonna
Find out some family secrets like those DNA tests.
And then the kiddo part, we do have someone that did a DNA test. They got in contact with me. She will be there, and it said that I was her first cousin. So when she called me, and we figured out my uncle was her dad, she gonna be there for the first time, and her family. Yes. And we did all the digging, and my uncle said he kind of remember my mom, and it's gonna be funny because my uncle used to be a pimp. Okay, so anyway, so he was out there just knocking it. Anyway, so then we're gonna have who came the farthest, who came the mouth.
Who came from the most afar.
So that's probably gonna be you. I don't know what So we do have somebody from California, so I don't know. So we're gonna have different prizes and games for the kids and stuff. Yeah. Then Saturday we're gonna have a barbecue. Okay. And then we're gonna eat, and then we're gonna close it down. We felt that, since it's a family reunion, we want everybody to come and join our family reunion. So we're going to do an all-white party. We're going to have a line dance competition. We're going to have people singing. LaWanda, I don't know if you ever met LaWanda, my first cousin. I don't think you ever met her. She can sing. I told her, don't start that Patti LaBelle mess, okay? We don't want to hear all that. So she going to sing. We got Zeke, who said he's going to come sing. So we're going to have all kinds of fun, dancing. We're going to have the 360. We're going to have take photos. We're just going to have fun. We're going to have a signature drink. I haven't figured out what signature drink that we're going to have. And then we also going to have a 65-inch TV raffle. You can buy 1 ticket for $5 or 7 tickets for $25. And so far, that's been going pretty good. Now, the admission to get in, if you're not a family, it's going to be $10. But you're going to have so much fun. It's a good time. And
$10, that's so reasonable.
Yes. And the reason why we did this, because we just wanted everybody, we just want to get some of our costs back so then we can do something next year, because a lot of people wasn't able to come. So we bought all this food, and we just, we're not trying to make no profit or anything like that. We're just trying to get our costs back because we thought it was going to be more people that's coming. So we put the money and food in. And that's what we're going to do. And if you have any questions in Camden, you can talk to Kiko. That's cousin Kiko in Camden, and Jock. And if you want to get their information, because I didn't want to put their phone number down, women been calling, some people got jealous.
Oh, Lord.
You know how they go. So I put my number down. So if you want to cash up, I can give you their information, but what you want, how to send the money, or if you got information about the competition. Now with the competition, the line dance competition, there will be a cash prize winner. That will be announced later. So I think it's fun. It's going to be fun.
You might as well already let them know that I won that. That's a given.
Okay. But you got to line dance. You got to have 2 or 3 people in there, so you better get your kids then. And then it's going to be a registration fee. The registration fee is $50. So think about it.
Okay.
And there'll be one first prize cash, second, third. They're going to be trophies. I think it's going to be fun. I'm so excited.
Easy money. Well, it's a good thing there's trophies for everybody else.
Okay. I forgot you're a good dancer. And I forgot Robin can dance too. So, okay. So that's with that. And then the next I want to talk about is Eric Meadows. He is running for sheriff. Okay. And we're going to have him when he decided that he wanted to announce it. We announced him in December. Do you recall that?
I remember that.
Yeah. So now we campaigning with him. And so now we're getting ready to go to the nitty gritty, tell you why we feel he qualified. He's going to tell you why and what he wants in the community and how he want to unite the community and for it to be a safe place in Union County. So that's coming up next. So we got some good people coming up. And now who we have on the line today on our show is my friend, goddaughter, everything, DeQuita Miller. Oh my God, let me tell you about her. DeQuita Miller, first of all, she accepted me for who I am. If anybody accepts me for who I am, I love them anyway.
They're in there, yes.
So amazing. I have never, ever, people go to school, and get education. But she was the type, if she went to school and got a degree, if she didn't like it, she'd go, I don't like this. I'm going to do something else. This woman had did it so many times. Also, she was raising kids at the same time.
Oh, wow.
She had 3 kids, raising them and doing that. And I think I'm going to let her talk, but she got so many degrees and she just presently graduated this year. I think it was last month. Yeah. Last month, April, May. So I want people to see, even though you went to school or whatever, you don't even have to go to school. If you're in a position that you don't like what you're doing, you can continue and keep on going. Don't let that stop you. So she made her lemon, what she didn't like, she made it into lemonade. She's a jack of all trades. She can tell you everything that she have done. I don't know too much that she don't know. So I just want to, she's a sweet person. I love her. Anything I ever asked her to do, she'll do. She's just straight up, and I just want to introduce you to my goddaughter, DeQuita Miller. Isn't she beautiful? Look at that skin.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh my God, she got beautiful skin. I got to start drinking more water.
Yes, drink water. I am wonderful. I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get you on for a long time. And then when I finally got you, and then you told me this big surprise, you were graduating again. I'm like, this girl is just unstoppable. I just don't understand that. She's just unstoppable. So first of all, I want to know, how did we meet? I don't even know. Do you remember?
Actually, I don't remember either. I know we met through Kenzel.
Right.
I don't know exactly what it was, but we went somewhere and you were there and I was there, and it was just that was the thing. That's all I can remember. It seemed like it's been so many years, but it has been a good while, but not, I feel like I was around you growing up, but I know I wasn't.
Right. So let's talk about this. You're a jack of all trades.
Jane of all trades, honey. Woman powder.
Or Jackie. Okay. Okay. Tell me. But you're right. Tell me this. Give me just first. Let's just talk about all the things that you have done, positions. I want the people, and then we're gonna go into detail on each one of them. Let's start at the beginning. At the beginning, like when you got out of high school.
Oh well, I actually started in high school. When I was in high school, they had this program that they implemented, and it was allowing you to go to college while you were still in school. So that's where it really all started for me. I was interested in cosmetology because at that time I was already doing my own hair. I've never just really been into makeup or whatever, but it was so that's where it actually started while I was in high school. So going off of the titles or the positions I went to school for cosmetology. I went for automotive service technician. I've been LPN. I went to school for that. And after that, I went to the military. No, mixed up. I went to the military. Then I did LPN. And then I was a police officer. Then I was a chemist with the local plant in El Dorado, Clean Harbors. And then after that, I left and I started working for the IRS. And I currently am not employed because I just graduated with my bachelor's in psychology. And July the 6th, I'll start my master's program for mental clinical health.
I didn't know about the auto part.
Oh yeah, I wanted to do that. Because I was a tomboy, but I like to look all girly, and I wanted to show the guy at that time I was young, so I want to show guys that I could do everything they could do just as well as or whatever. So I wanted to wear the coveralls. I wanted to get my hands dirty with the oil and stuff, and it was actually interesting. So yep, around that time right there, that's what I was doing because that's my junior year.
Wow, look at your daughter just like you, Lord, especially your son.
Really? I look good, right? Especially my middle baby. That's a picture for cosmetology. In that particular picture, I done my own hair. I did like a pink hair ponytail with foil paper, and I got suspended from school for that.
Why is that?
Because one of the teachers, he said I could possibly have a weapon in there, like a razor blade or something. Yeah. Yeah, I was very innovative way back then.
Wow.
Right.
Let's go back. We got one of the pictures when she was a little kid. Little George. Because I want to know, as a little kid, did anybody ever say to you, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yes, somebody did. They asked that all the time because in first grade, I remember the first time anybody ever asked me that. I was in first grade because we were the class of 2000, and they made this big campaign about it, talking about here's looking at you, class of 2000. And my first grade teacher at the time asked me what I wanted to be. I didn't know what to say, so I just said an astronaut. Okay. That's how I was in first grade at that time, but I didn't think too much into it. But that plagued me for years and years and years and years.
Okay.
So now I'm 44. So I say now I finally know what I want to be when I grow up.
But have you ever thought maybe you just need to be, some people just have to dip into everything.
Yeah, that too.
Okay, yeah, so tell me go ahead.
No, you go ahead. It's your show, JZ.
But I got a tendency of butting in. I'm trying to work on that. But I want to know, okay, how was it growing up in Arkansas?
Growing up in Arkansas, well, you gotta look at it. I didn't know anything else. So growing up in Arkansas for me was foundational. It was cool. It was fun. It was eventful. It was explorative. It was just, it's what I needed at the time. It was, barefoot, racing in the street, building mud castles and mud pies, making something out of nothing, being creative with what we ate because we didn't have a whole lot at the time. We, developing real friendships. I would say close friendships, close knit. It was family, because good chunk of my family is from El Dorado, lived in El Dorado, Arkansas. So my aunt and uncle used to live up the street, literally up the street and around the corner from us. So me and my cousins them would come to each other's house while our parents worked, because their parent worked. They all worked at Conagra, Pilgrim Pride, if some people remember. So we were all able to, spend most of the summers and spring break together, just doing some building bonds, unbreakable friendships, and just learning from anything outside.
So, okay. So you were born and raised in El Dorado?
Born and raised in El Dorado, Arkansas.
Oh, okay. And how did that shape you to the person you are now?
Oh, looking back at it now, it shaped me to, in a good way, I would say, more than anything, because it taught me the importance of community. It taught me the importance of respecting my elders, respecting authority, because at any given time, Miss Joyce could whoop us, Aunt Clara could get on to us, and they were gonna hold us accountable. It didn't just have to be our moms or parents teaching us or correcting us. Everybody corrected us, and we obliged. And looking at it now, seeing that I've traveled and lived other places, I still carry those same values. I still speak to people when I walk by. Good morning. If I come in the room, hello, how y'all doing? Authority. I was an authority figure one time, so yeah, I respect authority. Seeing how some of the other places are, it's just, I know if that was my environment, I would have been, I would have succumbed to it or tried to fit in. Where El Dorado was, it was real close knit. So it is definitely shaped who I am and how I see things. I'm still, yep. It just shaped how I see things and gave me the foundations of becoming a functional, good human, I would say.
And I sure agree with you with that. Now, when you got out of high school, your first job was you said you went to cosmetology school, right? So did you
I was still in high school when I did that, and then I bounced between that and automotive service technician. I applied for a job at Walmart, and it felt like they were kind of a little bit discriminatory because I was a female, and so I didn't get that job. So I went back and to finish cosmetology school, and that's when quick weaves and waterfalls or banana peels, whatever you want to call them, was coming out. It was real big, right then and there. And they quick weaves ain't quick. And like I was doing some people hair on the side. And if they messed up this one part, they want to come on Friday. I remember one Friday I did like 4 people hair. And Saturday, one of the ladies called me and was like, "Hey, can I come over there so you can fix this side of my hair?" And I just realized right there, like, I'm not finna be doing this. Like, if I put my time and energy and effort into it, you need to try to maintain it until, next time you get an appointment. So at that time I discovered I did not want to do that. And that's when I started working at I started working at Conagra at that time.
Okay. And so when you went to Conagra, what made you say this ain't for me?
Well, it was nothing. My mom had always said, "Don't y'all," because she was out there. My mom was out there 38 years till they closed their doors. And I knew I wasn't gonna stay. I just needed a way to make money because I was pregnant with my first son. And so I went out there and I was looking around, and my mom, she would be complaining. I was out the house then. I was an adult, paying my own way and all that good stuff, whatever. And my mom was just complaining about how much she made. And I was like, wait a minute. She been out here this long, and I just started out here. I make more money than she do. But that's when that's when I discovered my thirst for leadership, I could say, because I was out there 8 months and I got a coordinator position. And from then I was planning on working my way up to a supervisor. And I told my mom I got the coordinator job, and it was just plant life. And I was like, I'm not doing this forever. I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but I know I'm not gonna do this forever. I gotta have a way to take care of my kids. And so from the time I was out there, I ended up having my other 2 children. Well, I had all 3 of my children while working out there from 2019 to 2022. 2002. Yeah. I was out there. Well, I was out there till 2006. That's when I went to the military. Yeah.
Okay. So you went from there to the military?
I did. I applied. Okay, so it was like 3 kids. Right. Crazy. I know. I didn't know what all it took. I didn't know the big sacrifice, but life happened. And I was like, okay. So I was applying for a supervisor job. It came open. I really wanted it. It was between me and another lady. She had been there longer than me. She was older than me, but we had the same credentials, other than she had been there and worked in different departments. I was over one department. We both were coordinators. And I applied, I interviewed, and they was like, they was telling me that I was, a good interview for the job. And I was, feeling kind of confident, but the other lady came in and she interviewed and they gave her the job. Well, at that time I was young, and I don't know if my pride was hurt or what, but I was like, nah, she ain't gonna be my supervisor. I'm finna do something else. So after, because I didn't care for her character was whack. So I was like, nah, I can't do this. Knowing that me and her literally was up for the same job, and everybody was pushing me to, apply for the supervisor job. And anyway, so the day after they announced it, I was laying up in bed. I just got through putting my daughter to sleep, and I was like, I got to do something different. And I went to Walmart with my kids to buy them a toy, and the recruiter office was on the way. So I went in there, and like I said, life happened because I need to come up with a plan. I went in there and I talked to them, and they told me what I needed to do. And they was like, we got a group that's shipping out in 3 weeks. At that time, I was a little overweight. I hadn't ran since I got out of school, and I started practicing. And like somebody, I can't remember if it was my cousin Tish. I want to say it was my cousin Tish. She saw me outside one day at the track, Maddox Park track. They had just put that down there. And she was like, girl, what you running for? I was like, I'm trying to go to the military. And word of mouth spread. So people started coming by there in the evening time. You going to the military? We believe in you. You can do it. So that gave me that. That fueled that part. I was like, oh, I can do it. So 3 weeks, I went back to them. Everything that I needed to do, I was right. I was never the right weight to go in the military, but I met tape. And I met all the criteria to go. And so after I did all of that, that's when I told my mama, hey, Mom, I think I'm finna go to the military. I didn't say I'm finna go. I said, I think I'm finna go to the military. And she was like, what makes you want to do that? You got kids, mamas, they always gonna let us hear what we need to hear. And so, but I got her on board and I went to the military.
Wow. So did your kids go? I don't know anything, but my son was in the military, but he was there without having kids. Did you take the kids with you, or how did that work? You had to go to boot camp first?
So I left my children. I initially left my children with my mom, but my boys, they ended up going with their dad, and my daughter, she stayed with my mom. So even though she didn't want me to do it, mama's, we gonna back them kids. So my mama, that's exactly how my mama was too. And so she believed in me, even though she didn't say it to after the fact. But yeah, she took on the kids. I went to boot camp in South Carolina at Fort Jackson. And then I went to AIT became a chemical specialist, and I was in AIT in Missouri, and yep. And then my duty station was in Texas, in Killeen, Texas. I think they renamed it. It was at Fort Hood, but now I think it's Fort Cavados or something like that. Okay. So yeah. And then after I got out of the military,
now how long did you stay? How long did you stay in the military?
So active duty. So my mom had got, excuse me. So I was in on active duty for 2.5 years. My mom had got sick, and so I had to get out because she was my family care plan. So when you are a single parent, you have to have a family care plan in order. And because she got sick, and I was, she was one of my dependents. She was no longer qualified for that. So I had to find somebody else. And yes, I will say this. So I didn't have anybody else because we were a close-knit family. My dad, he was never like really there for me per se. But he, anyway. So my mom was a single parent, and I didn't have anybody else to be on my family care plan. So they was threatening to put me out. And I had to go to extreme measures. So I came back to El Dorado. Another good thing about being in El Dorado. And one of the options that they gave me was I had to get married. I wasn't dating anybody at the time, wasn't in a relationship or anything like that. So literally, this is exactly how it happened. My mom lived in Rock Island in El Dorado. I went up to the store, Rainbow on the corner, to get her a beer. And I can say that on here.
Yeah, you said what?
Okay, so I went up there to get her a beer, and I saw it was 2 guys came out the store, and I was just like, something just said, ask them. So I was like, hey, one of them kept walking. The other one stopped, turned around because he was cool with my brothers and my sister, because everybody knew everybody, especially because I'm a Miller. So, we got a big family, Millers and the Bakers. Anyway, so I was like, hey, you want to do me a favor? He was like, yeah, what's up? Wait, what's the favor? I was like, do you want to do it? Yes or no? He's like, I guess. He's like, ain't you in the military? I was like, yeah. I said, don't you want to go get married? He said, what?
What? I thought I was crazy.
He was like, hey, that's why we bonded together for life. We a lot alike. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah. I was like, listen to my story. I was like, they're gonna put me out the military unless I come up with somebody to be a family care plan. And I said, and my brother said he would do it, but he a felon, and I don't think they'll let him do it. I said, but so my other option is I gotta get married. He was like, dang. He's like, I have military benefits. I like, yeah, you have military benefits. I'm telling him anything I can to get him to do it. And he's like, oh, okay, then bet. When you want to do it? It was a Saturday because I had drove from Killeen. It was a Saturday. And so I was like, I'm leaving on Tuesday. He's like, you want to do it Monday? I was like, yeah, let's do it Monday. He's like, all right, bet. I said, here, let me buy you something. We went back in the store. I bought him some beer and some, I think, cigarillos or something like that. And I went home, didn't tell my mama nothing about it. Went on home like ain't nothing happened. I was like, yes, I got me a plan. Monday morning, we went to the courthouse. We got married on paper. No kissing, no hugging, nothing. I gave him some dapped him up. I was like, I sure appreciate you. He's like, all right, what else we got to do? I was like, nothing.
You didn't want to have a honeymoon?
No, ma'am. Nothing.
Oh my God, Queen. Oh my goodness, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So yeah.
I went home and packed my kids' stuff up and went on back to I ended up staying 2 more days so I can get everything squared away. And I had the copy of the marriage certificate. I went on back. I still didn't tell my mama. I went on back, told them what was what, and then my mom got gravely ill at that time. So I had to get out. But I didn't stay long. I was out I think like 11 months, and then I went to the reserves, the Army Reserves or whatever. So, because I was gonna make sure my mom was okay.
Right.
Then I ended up eventually telling her, yeah. So she was not too pleased, especially with the person it was, because I was young and I felt like I was desperate because the military was a way that I could take care of my whole family. You know, I could take care medical, dental, vision for all of my people, you know, like my people, my kids and stuff. And so desperate time calls for desperate measures. And hey, that's what I did. I did what I had to do. Because that's all I ever see my mama do. She did what she had to do to take care of us. So hey, I'm doing what I have to do I was doing what I had to do to take care of mine.
I like that. Oh my goodness, never knew that about you, girl. I knew it was something about you. Okay, so then after that, then what?
So then, okay, I ended up having to get out, got back in, was in briefly. Was in at that time and just needed to find, and we started going back to school. That's when I started going to school for nursing. Right then, right, a little bit after that, I started going to school for nursing January of 2009. So then I was out from there, and then I was on the fast track program. So I graduated December 2009. But while in nursing school, I realized what my calling was, my next calling was. It wasn't nursing. It was protecting and serving the people. Okay. We was in clinicals, last semester of clinicals in my nursing school, 2009. And it was a person, you know, because by me being from El Dorado, a lot of people know me. I'm familiar with a lot of people. A guy that I recognized who he was, I want to say, that's when K2 hit the streets hard or something like that. But he came, we was doing clinicals. I was doing clinicals at the ER. He came in on something, and he was really belligerent. He was violent, combative, and all that stuff. And the staff, it was two male, was it two? I want to say, I know it was for sure on duty that day, one male nurse. And like the guy, he went to like get checked in, do his vitals and stuff. And then he just started, this is a guy off the street now. He just started like ripping the computer, the keyboard, turning up the computer, stuff like that. And I heard the commotion. We was, like I said, we was in clinicals in nursing school. I heard the commotion. And I don't know, something in me was just like, go see what it is. Not for the nosy, to go see what it is so you can rectify the problem. I don't know who I thought I was. I guess I thought I was John Claude Van Damme, honey. I don't know. But anyway, I was just peeping and I saw it was somebody that I knew. So me being me, I was like, oh, I know who that is. So I can go out to talk to him or whatever. And so I went out and that ain't how it went. It didn't go like that. Ended up, the male nurse had to try to restrain him and I was on the floor helping him. And at that time I was like, I want to be a police officer because the police that came or whatever. But, you know, it wasn't just a brand new, like a lightning strike, like ding. I thought about being a police officer when I was little. I thought about being a fireman when I was little. I thought about being cosmetology because the lady who did our hair, her name was Cupid. And she was always well put together, you know, so it wasn't all these random things. It just anything I thought about, I tried to go ahead and, you know, do it. And so police got there and they got the situation under control and everything like that. And one of the police officers looked at me. He's like, hey, thank you for your help. I was like, okay, because I knew who it was. I knew his family and everything like that. Because the guy couldn't talk. He was yelling and cussing and all this other stuff. So the police was there and they was asking all these questions. I was able to tell them all the information because I know who it is or whatever like that. And so that day, I couldn't sleep that night. I was just like, dang. Because I wanted to be a police before I wanted to go to nursing school. Let me backtrack just a little bit, okay? Can I backtrack? Okay, so I wanted to be, so when I got out the military and my mom stabilized, I wanted to be a police officer then. I applied, but then when my mom was sick, you know how you sit in the hospital and y'all go reminiscing. Oh, I remember such and such. And so my mom was telling me how she wanted to be a nurse, but she never could. She didn't get to pursue that because At the time, I think they had moved the nursing program out there on the East Campus, out East Main, and we lived over by the Blue Room. I don't know if you know the South Quaker. I don't know if you know what it's at, but anybody who know, they know what a Blue Room was. So my mom would have to walk from that area all the way out there to the East Campus, and she couldn't do it because it was going to be at night and all this stuff. You know, times were different or whatever. And so when my mom was stabilized, she was telling me about that. So that's where the actual, and my best friend, Kedra, she was a CNA. She was the CNA, and she was talking about going to nursing school and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I can do this nursing thing for my mama, you know, in honor of her. So that's how I ended up really being in nursing school. I was trying to do something for my mom that she couldn't do. So I wanted her to be proud of me, you know?
Right.
So that's how the nursing thing came along. But before when I said I applied for the police department, I applied for the police department and got accepted. The 2 days later, I got accepted in the nursing program.
Oh.
So I had to make a decision, and I talked to my mom about right away.
Okay.
And she was like, "No, you don't need to be no police. These streets is crazy and all of that or whatever." And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." So I went on and did nursing. And so right there at the end of the nursing program, like I said, and I was like, "Dang, I could be good at this police thing. I really could." And so I did. I applied. Well, I got the application and everything, and I got it turned in, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. And so that's I graduated in December of 2009 from nursing school and applied for criminal justice January 2010.
Okay.
So I did that, and so I don't know. Oh, I was doing security. I got a security job. And what else? Yeah. So I started doing security, armed security officer at the time. And so then what else? So I applied, I got on with I applied for the police officer. It was a whole lot of us tried out for the written part, and then you have to do a physical, then you have to sit before a board and stuff like that. So with the application process, it was a lot of us. Physical part, it was a good number of us, and a lot of us didn't make it. And out of the ones who tried out, I think it was 5 of us who tried out. And I was number 3 of the top recruits.
Oh, wow.
That's out of the 5.
Oh, wow.
And it was around May. Yeah, it was May. Because April, whichever one the Easter, because I remember it was around the time the LC Ross thing was going on, where they have the dance and the basketball game, stuff like that. I was still playing in that basketball game, old school versus new school. So that particular year, it was in 2012. That particular year, we was training, and I think the team, the high school team, they were state champions, maybe, or conference champions or something. But we was practicing, and in practice, I got hurt. And I went up to block a girl was going up for her shot. I went up to block her shot, and we collided. And I came down and I hit my head on the basketball court. And then I was shook it. I was stunned, literally. It was just everything was like black, but I shook it off. 2 days later, I find myself in the hospital, paralyzed from the neck down.
Oh wow!
And I had got accepted. And the police, I had got the job for the police officers. And I was just laying in bed. I'll never forget when they was like, you can't move, you can't do this and that. And they was testing the little sternum rub and pinching my toes and stuff. I couldn't feel anything. But I could, like the neck, like 2 days later, I was in there. They was like, you're going to have to be in here. And they gave me the prognosis. You may not be able to walk for 10 to 18 months, and you may be able to stand up to 6 months and all this other stuff. And so I was in there like 4 days, and I don't know who told the chief of police, Ricky Roberts, at the time, what had happened. Somebody did, but he found out and he came up to the hospital and he came to see me. Him, and at the time it was Captain White, who later became Chief White. Them two came in the room, and Chief Roberts told me that I was like, I'm so sorry. I had tears running down my face because I wanted to be a police so bad, Miss Janice. I want to be a police so bad. But he still offered me the job. He said, whenever you get ready, we got a place for you. And I could not believe that. I know. So I know God was leading me to where I was supposed to, because I couldn't offer them nothing. They didn't know how long it was going to take for me to get up on my feet and moving around. But he offered me the job, and I couldn't even reach my hand up to shake his hand. So he leaned over and he shook my hand and he squeezed it, and I felt that. I couldn't too. I was like, oh, okay. And so that lit a fire up in me. Ooh. I still get a little shaken up about that. But yeah. So anyway. So after they left out, I just knew that I was going to walk again. I just knew that I was going to run again. I just knew it. And my nurse at the time, Miss Penny Brown, she was so patient with me. I still remember it like it was yesterday. Melody Williams, I think her last name Hall now, maybe. They were my nurse and nursing aide, or they was helping me with rehab and all this stuff. And then I got released from the hospital, and I was doing rehab. Now, mind you, my prognosis was I wouldn't be able to stand for 6 months on my own for 6 months, and I wouldn't be able to walk or run for 10 to 18 months. Miss Janice, 18 days I was running.
What?
18 days I was running. I started doing my training as a police officer at the El Dorado Police Department on a walker.
Are you serious?
I am so serious. It's the exact same police department that we have now. I was coming up them steps. I was on a walker. Everybody was looking at me like, what's she gonna do? Right. I did my 40-hour orientation week. I started on a walker. And sounds like progress. Situation with all eyes on you.
So about that.
Oh, you fine, but yeah. So that's how I became a police officer at the El Dorado Police Department, thanks to everybody who prayed and believed in me and stuff like that. But that was
something in you.
Yeah, right. Everything happened for a reason. Everything had a purpose.
Can I get another one? I like that. It is silly.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness. And I think too, by them telling you that you had a job, that encouraged you more.
Right. It did, because I felt like if they believed in me, because he said, whenever you ready, that's exactly what he said. He looked me dead in my eye. My mom was sitting on the other side of the bed, other side. He said, whenever you ready, we got you a spot. I was like, what? Wow. I'm finna get my spot. And that was so near and dear to my heart still. I don't know what he saw in me that made him say, I'm gonna give her a chance, but they did. It was him and Chief White. So
you went in there with a walker.
I went in there, started my 40-hour training week on a walker.
I can imagine what people were saying.
At the age of, how old was I? 30. At 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so how long did you stay with the police department?
8 years and 6 months. 8 years and 6 months. I left. That was in 2012. I started there. I left in the pandemic, October 2020. My mom had came back down. She had got sick. She had cancer. Mm-hmm. And the pandemic changed everything for everybody. The world was crazy. I didn't know how long the world was gonna be crazy, but I was sometimes running off fumes, and I was my mom's caretaker, and I was raising children, and it was just a lot. and I didn't know how to do it all. So I just started praying hard to God, and God took me right out of this, right out of it. He told me my time was up. He said, you did what you had to do. I use being a police officer as a way to connect and bond with the community, as a way to try to connect community with the police officer, because, you know, policing is not always seen in the best light, but there are good police officers everywhere. I don't care what anybody says. All police officers are not rogue. All police officers are not looking to kill and take your freedom. All police officers are not bad. It's just a few of them, and the bad ones are the ones who get the spotlight.
Right. I agree. Because you was a good one.
I love that job.
I used to see you driving your car, like, there go DeQuita. And you always had a smile on your face.
Yeah, don't be smiling.
Then what did you do?
So I went to work at Clean Harbors. I just went in as a regular worker. I went down to working in special handling because I just wanted a job to where I didn't have to work as many hours, but made more money, and sure did. Now that's sad to me. Being a police officer, you know, we put our lives on the line every day. I left that job. What I was making when I left there with a degree, I walked in making about $15,000 more.
Wow.
When coming in off the street working at Clean Harbors. And I just was like, what? I can work just this straight shift, even though I was working 12 hours as a police officer. I worked 12 hours at Clean Harbors as well, and made drastically a very, very drastic amount more money. And that was just crazy to me. It was crazy. But I worked there. I worked in Clean Harbors. I worked in special handlings. I didn't work there. I think I might have been there for 6 months before I got promoted. So I got promoted to okay. So I applied. At first I wasn't gonna do it, but because of my chemical background from the military, they were like, yeah, you'll be shoo in for this job or whatever. So I got promoted to supervisor within 6 months, and I love that. I love it. I love chemical. Anything dealing with chemicals, I really, really love it. That's when I got promoted, and my official title was chemical blends chemist. Wow. And it's that job, plant life. Ooh. That's all I can say. Plant life. But I loved my team and my department. We were close. I made friends. I reconnected with friends that I had met from working at Conagra and hadn't seen in a while. And, you know, from El Dorado, you see all these people, you know, from El Dorado. And yeah, I was able to share the gospel out there. Some days I work in my office, you come in, you're probably going to be listening to some R&B or some gospel. Okay. You're going to see a devotion out. I had put the devotionals out and stuff like that. And, you know, I know people noticed, and I know people took heed to some of this stuff. And that was a good time for me. I love to cook. So I would cook for my crew. And, you know, to this day, I've been away from there 2 years, and I still hear from my employees. They still check on me from time to time to this day.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So you stayed, did you say how long did you stay there?
From 2020 to 2024.
Okay.
I was there.
What happened? You said, okay, it's time to leave, or the reason why you had to leave? Just what happened?
Okay, so the reason I had to leave because I was underappreciated. My manager at the time, he was kind of new. Well, he was new to our area, and he knew that I was going to make sure he looked good doing his job. I was going to go above and beyond to do whatever needed to be done. Me and the other team of supervisors, but me, they were all males except for one, and she didn't know what she was doing. But I was gonna say something. You weren't gonna keep coming in here acting like you running this and you doing this when we the one who getting the people to do the job. And so I spoke up. They gave me a raise. They was like, we were already going to do it, this and that, whatever. And I appreciate it. But then after I got the raise, it was cool. I was okay. I think I was okay for 2 days. And then I talked to my manager. I was like, I can't do this no more. He's like, huh? What? I was like, yeah. And so I was waiting I always wanted to move away from El Dorado after I had came back from the military, but I just needed the El Dorado promise to help my kids go to school. And so my daughter graduated in 2022, and I had said when my kids graduate, I'm done, I'm gone. But I had to see how things were gonna fall when my daughter got in school, she got in school, got set up. So I stayed there a year and a half. And so 2024, February 6th, I was like, I'm getting away from here. I didn't have no real plan, Miss Janice. I just knew I just was walking away. I just couldn't take it no more. I was burnt out. My kids was grown. I was done raising everybody. My mom was in stable health. I just said, you know what? I'm leaving here. And I told him my last day was going to be May the 5th. And I think my last day was May the 4th.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you also, not only with your kids, you were helping raise other people's kids too.
Oh, well, yeah, I did that. I mean, because along the way, it does. Yeah. Well, along the way with us, even with me and you, we did that mentoring program. And, and I follow my mentees all the way through. And I try to check on them now, still to this day. I don't even remember what year we started that, but that was a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and you made sure. I'm telling you, if you wanted a mentor, she was a good one. She treated you just like you was her own kid. She took it to another. I remember the girl with the prom. She went to prom, and how you was so excited. I seen her the other day too. Yeah, I said, you won't believe who I seen. She said, "Oh, tell her I said hi." So yeah, she had a big smile. I mean, she treated you just like you were her daughter. So yeah, you did a lot for the community and everything. So then you decided, okay, I raised everybody, I took care of everybody. Now it's time for me. That's what you said.
I did. I said, it's time for me. I've always had a love for writing, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave everything and just go become a struggling a struggling poet or a struggling writer, because I said I couldn't do it because my kids were in school, because you have to take care of the kids and stuff like that. But then I was like, nah, I don't know what I want to do. I just know I need a pause. I need a reset. So I sold or donated majority of everything in my house. I think I kept was my bed and, my memorabilia from my kids and stuff like that. But everything else, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Who want it? Who need it? Here. And I just packed up and left. Then originally I went to Texas.
Okay.
I was in Texas for about 3 months. And then I was like, girl, you about to run out of money. Because I was just, I was not used to having money to do what I wanted to do, to what I needed to do, or whatever. I love to travel. I love to try new things, experiences, and food. And that's what I was doing. I was just living it up, honey. I was living, and I felt like I was so behind. But at that time, I couldn't wrap my mind around, you're not behind. This is just where you are in life. That's just it, point blank, period. And so then I started looking for a job, and I got a job about 3 months after that. So I was in Texas about 6 months total. And then I got a job in Memphis, Tennessee at the IRS. And I was like, I'm federally employed now. I'm set for life.
Okay.
Up until I wasn't.
What happened?
The leadership of the United States, honey. The leadership. Yeah. Yes. Ooh. I was like, I just wanted to be federally employed. That's all I wanted to do. I thought I was going to be set forever, but then he came through with I don't even forget what it's called, but he was trying to force people out You know, he trying to downsize the IRS and all the other stuff, whatever. DRP, that's what it called. Delayed Referral Program. I think that's what it was. So then I became unemployed again. But at that time, I was already back in school. Mm-hmm. I was in school for psychology, which is what I just graduated from. So I was like, okay, well, military veteran. So I can just use this time to focus on going to school and working a little part-time job if I wanted to. So that's what I did up until here recently.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So when you had lemons, you made sure you made some lemonade. You didn't think nothing about it. You just said, I got to do what I got to do.
Got to do what you got to do. I made lemonade, lemon meringue pie, lemon custard, lemon facial scrub.
You said you took it to a whole different level.
Yeah.
Wow. So tell me this. When you approached your 40s and you were going into your 40s and knowing all this, were you kind of mixed up sometimes? Did you ever have any things saying, I can't do this? Did you ever have any time like that?
You want to know the honest truth, Miss Janice? That's where I'm at right now, actually. So going into my 40s, I just said, honey, you know how we age, but we try not to. I'm like, honey, 40 the new 20. No, no, it's not. It's not the new 20. But I was apprehensive because now I didn't have my kid when I was 40, coming into my 40s. I was 40 when my daughter graduated, my baby girl graduated. So now the mistakes I make, it wasn't because I had to take my baby to the doctor and I didn't have time to do this. It wasn't, oh, I can't do this because of my kids. I didn't have any other excuse. So whatever didn't get done, it really just literally reflected on me. But right now I'm scared because, like I said, I start grad school on July the 6th, and I've never envisioned that level of me. So I struggle with that. I have good days and bad days. It's just because I've done manual labor my whole life. And now I'm trying to use my mind and my brain. And I've done it, but not to that extent. And so I get some apprehension from time to time. I get a little scared. And I was like, what if I can't do it? But honey, I graduated college magna cum laude with a 3.87. So I know I can do it.
You can do it.
I can
do it.
Right.
Wow. So after you finish that, what do you think you might be doing? What do you foresee yourself doing?
I want to be a therapist. I want to be a therapist. I want to specialize in crisis management and trauma response. I've had a lot of trauma. I've dealt with a lot of crisis, even in my professional side, and I want to be in the thick of it. You mentioned how I was with the mentees that I had. I want to be like that with the adult population because I want to walk beside them. I want to be their voice of reason. I want to be the one that's holding their hand. I want to be the one who enforces that they do have all the tools they need to survive and to go to the next level just inside of them already. I want to be that reminder of them. So that's how I want to serve in this stage of life right now. That's what I want to do.
And I think because all the things that you had, the positions that you had, you'd be great because all walks of life. I mean,
relatable. That's what
and you'll be more compassion. You can see some people just go to school and they just read the books but you have life experience too.
Right. And I can empathize with the actual struggles that they do. So because I've had, I've been to a couple of therapists and some of them I just look at them like, we don't have anything in common at all, So I want to, I don't want to just close off to any other ethnicity, but I want to definitely stand my ground and fight with my African American culture. Us. I want people who look like me. Let's do it. People who sound like me. Let's do it. People who come from where I came from. Let's do it. I can show you. I can give you some tricks. I can give you some tips. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, and we need so many because it's hard to find good therapists. Oh
A
my
good one, right?
Trust me,
Yeah.
I know. Wow. So you start school in July. You got anything else you want to tell us you thinking about doing?
Well, I have recently started a business. The name of my business is Conversational Pieces, and it was specialized in just that, conversational pieces, different in different ways. My first project will be a deck of cards it'll be launching on September the 9th, 2026. And it's cards that are they're like conversational starters, but not just basic conversation starters. There are 3 parts. They're conversational starters, they're healing conversations, and they're reflective conversations. So they will be live and available for purchase on September the 9th of 2026. And that's the first step in my conversational pieces.
Wow. Now, what made you think of that? Was it just, how did that come about?
Because like I said, I want to be in the thick of it. And I want to feel like, even if I can't, well, I know I can't do it all, but I want to be able to put something out in the world that can help people, whether it be life coaches, whether it be school counselors, whether it be girlfriends, whether it be guys, males, anybody can pick up this deck of cards and like, hey, here goes something. A card right in front of you that has prompts on to give you what you need to start those conversations.
Right.
So I feel like there's just a small token, and it'll be a 27 card deck. You can give somebody a card. You can pass, hey, you and so can get a whole deck, and we can divide the cards up, and we can pass them out if we want to. We can keep them as a whole deck and have us a girls' weekend and come together and look at the cards and talk about it just as well as the guys. So it's just my first little token of an idea.
Well, I sure would like to be the first to get one of those decks and have you sign that. So you said September 20th. Put that on my calendar. And how will we be able to get that? Through Amazon or what?
I'm still in the works on that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll be linked through Amazon, and I'll have a direct website as well.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to that. And then if you had to go back and look at it all over again, and you was 12 years old, what would you tell yourself?
12 years old, looking at it now, I would, first off, visiting my 12-year-old self, I would sit down and look her in the face and tell her that she's beautiful. I would hold her hands and let her know that life is going to throw you some challenges and some wrenches, but I would make her understand and see that everything that comes your way is not to stop you. It's only preparing you for what's coming ahead. That's what I would tell her.
And your daughter just graduated. You both graduated at the same time.
We did.
How about that sacrifice? I mean, she's just amazing. Tell her about that. You couldn't even go on I'm going to let you tell it. Go ahead.
Yeah, me and my daughter, we graduated on the same day. My ceremony was at 9:00 that morning. Hers was at 1:30, and we back sacrifice for our baby. So I didn't do my graduation, but I'm going to celebrate my master's. Just trust and believe that. But we celebrated my daughter in the most fantastic way. Her whole family came, and my family, her and her dad's side of the family came together. We all fellowship. We had a great time. It was so worth it. I wouldn't change one thing about it for the world.
And so now you're on your way to do what? Now you're still celebrating. You and your daughter.
Yeah, we going on vacation. We're going on a celebratory vacation to Belize for 7 days, baby.
Make sure you take plenty picture. I am so proud of you. DeQuita.
Thank you.
I'm so
Thank
glad
you.
that I moved to El Dorado and met people like you. And I mean, you're just amazing. You just made my life easy. I mean, you're just amazing to me. I just enjoyed
Thank you.
Anytime I asked you to do anything, you did. You didn't say no, yes. She's an all around good person. And I'm so. Do you want to leave any other message you want to tell the viewers? Anything, or you want to leave some kind of note to them, some inspiration?
Oh, sure. Anybody, not just the women. Anytime. It's never too late to reinvent yourself. Reinvention is not starting over or building something from scratch. It's just leaning further into your purpose that God has for you. And if something no longer suits you, stop and go do something else. I'm living proof that you can always do it. You can never stop. You'll never stop learning. You'll never stop progressing. So the definition of life is to produce. So go ahead, go about your day and be productive.
So at my age of 67 years old, if I decide I want to go back to school, look at that. Look at that. That is so beautiful. That's you and another, that's not your daughter, is it?
Yeah, no. That's me and my baby girl.
That's your daughter?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's my baby girl.
Oh, that is so beautiful. I bet you never imagined that you and your daughter will be graduating from college.
At the same time. Right. I know, Miss Janice.
Oh, that puts you.
And for you, Miss Janice, I want to say you are a joy. You are a blessing. I got a lot of courage from you. I got a lot of insight from you. I was able to lean on you in some of my darkest and weakest moments, as you know. So you are a blessing, and I love you, and I'm so proud for you doing all the things that you have done, all the things you do in the community, all the stuff you pour into me, you pour into those around us. El Dorado is a better place because of you, Miss Janice.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me cry. I love you. When you come back, I want you when you get ready to go to Texas, let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna see you.
Okay. All right. I love you too.
Thank you.
All right.
Wow. I'm kind of speechless because basically all the people who come on my show, I know them and had some kind of part in their life, and they had some kind of part in my life. And it's just amazing how many people can say that they witness people. You know, they say if you see one person make it, you did it. But I've seen so many people here and who made it, and I was right there in their life. That's better than $1 million. Oh, wow. Queen, I love you. You just made my day. I think this will last a good 6 months for me. Love you, love you, love you. And what I want the audience to know, she is a prime example. If something you don't like and you see that you can do something else, go for it. She's a good prime example. And she did it with her family, with her kids, and her mom was sick. She didn't let nothing stop her. She even went to this dress exchange and found somebody at the gas station and married him. Lord have mercy. She wasn't playing. She was for real. She had a plan, and one thing you can say, and I've always said this, if you live in El Dorado, this is boot camp. You can go anywhere in the world and make it. With that said, love you guys. See you next episode. Bye.
Life through some lemons, but we ain't stressing. We're squeezing them hard, making lemonade, successing. From struggles to triumphs, we're on the rise.